What's up, my beautiful soul family? How's everybody doing today? All right. All right. So I'm sure everybody heard. Oh, crap. Sorry, y'all. My mic fell. So I'm sure everybody has heard that the story of how Rihanna signed with Jay-Z. You know what I mean? Rihanna have told the story numerous times that she was in Jay-Z's office when she originally signed with her, and it was hours upon hours of negotiation going on. So eventually, after about I think 9 hours, she ended up signing the deal 3 o'clock in the morning. She states that Jay-Z made a joke that she could either sign the deal and walk out the door, or she could go through the window and they on the 29th floor. A lot of times when Rihanna tells this story, though, the audience laughs, looks at it as a joke or whatever. She always says this is what got her to sign the contract. Anyways, with all the stuff that we now know and all the stuff that's coming out that's been alleged on, people like Diddy and Jay-Z, it makes you wonder, was it really a joke? Was he really playing about her signing? Only way she's going to walk out the doors if she signed the contract? Or was he serious? Was he really going to throw her out the window? You know what I mean? Let's talk to Spirit today. Let's see if Spirit will tell us the truth about rather Rihanna signed with Jay-Z under duress, or was it just a badly placed joke that maybe we might be taking too serious? Tell me what y'all think in the comments, though. Do y'all think that Jay-Z was joking about the whole she could sign the contract and walk out the door, or go out through the window and they're on the 29th floor, or was that really intended to be a threat to get her to sign? Spirit, please tell us, is Jay-Z joking about Rihanna going out the window if she didn't sign with him? Was Jay-Z joking about that, Spirit, or did he really mean that? Got the stage going, you guys. We're shuffling the cards. Come on, Spirit, tell me. Was Jay-Z joking, or did he really mean that? All right. I'm going to pull the cards because I feel the energy shifting. I just noticed that in interviews, Rihanna looks very uncomfortable when she retells that story. Y'all can see her plenty of times on YouTube. Just look up how Jay-Z signed Rihanna on YouTube. Y'all see it. All right, so I'm ready to pull these cards. All right, one more. There we go. What really happened, Spirit? Come on, tell us. All right, we ready. Here we go. So let's shuffle these cards, y'all, and let's see if we get the answer. I mean, not shuffle. I'm sorry. Let's pull the cards. Let's see if we get the answer that we seek. You got the Devil card in reverse. I don't feel like it was a joke. I feel like it was him being look at these negative cards that's coming up. Okay. So let me pull these. This is what I'm seeing. That was his way of getting her to cooperate. Jay-Z, allegedly, what I'm seeing in the cards and what my gut is saying. You see how you got the King of Pentacles came up in reverse? You know what I mean? That means that he's a shady businessman. He does shady business deals. The devil came up in reverse. This is somebody that is very toxic, very demonic, very evil, wants to do things his way. You got the Seven of Swords next to the Seven of Wands. Two sevens back to back. That's a big statement. First of all, the Seven of Swords speaks about somebody that's basically very cunning, very sneaky. I feel like he was doing business in very spiteful means because he knew that, you know what I mean, she was a good artist. He wanted to sign her before the competition got a chance to do it. He wanted to close the deal whatever means possible. He knew that if he scared her, she would cooperate with him. This is why he made the decision to make that threat. You know what I mean? You got the Hermit in reverse. I feel like there was truth she was putting out there, but people was overlooking it because the way she told the story seemed like it was in a joking way, but I don't think it really was a joking way. He saw money to be made from her. You know what I mean? He's not above those kind of means, those kind of tactics. I think he really, allegedly, what I'm seeing in the cards, he really would have tried to throw her out the window. This was his way of getting what he wanted, allegedly. You know what I mean? She complied because she was scared. You know what I mean? This was the way to move forward was him making those threats. So she just gave him what he wanted. She complied. She didn't know any better back then. You know what I mean? This is the reason why she still to this day like walked away from him and stuff like that, because like his temper is like that. Allegedly, he got this side to him where he's very ruthless. He doesn't care about, at least this is what I'm seeing in the cards, you know, allegedly what my God is saying. He has a ruthless side from what the cards are saying, a side where any way that he can close the deal, that's what he will do. You know what I mean? He doesn't care how it made her feel in the process. You know what I mean? This, it was money to be made. He seen dollar signs when he looked at her. You know what I mean? He was not about to lose out and let her walk out the door and possibly be signed with the competition. So yeah, you know, I think Rihanna was very scared. Mm. I think it's a lot of truth she was putting out there, but like I said, a lot of the public overlooked it. Allegedly, what I'm seeing in the cards. Let me pull a couple more. Let me pull some more cards just to see. Let me see here. She, I mean, Rihanna also had her own little game plan. She was scared. She was, you know, she felt terrorized and felt like he really would, you know, make good on this threat. But I think she also seen that in the long run, signing with him built her career. She wanted to get away from him to begin with, but signing with him did help her get her name out there, get famous and stuff like that, get her career out there, you know. She had, part of her had to detach during the time that she was with Jay Z. She had to be like disassociated, if that makes sense. Allegedly, what I'm seeing in the cards, because I feel like he was overbearing and there was a lot of toxicity involved with their partnership. Allegedly, what I'm seeing in the cards and what my gut is saying. So let's pull some more cards. Hold on, I'm cleaning up these cards. Let's pull some more cards. See what else Spirit is saying about this. But I'm seeing in the cards, yeah, he's a very he's a very scandalous kind of business dude. I mean, it helped her become build a business. It helped her get famous, get known, get wealthy. She does. I think looking back on it, she does. When she does look back on it, she does see that there was some positive things that came out from her time with Jay Z, but he was a very ruthless man. You know what I mean? She had to sever ties with him because he was evil, allegedly. What I'm seeing in the cards, there was no working in conjunction or cooperating with him. You know what I mean? This is what she felt like she couldn't do. You know, couldn't cooperate with him. He victimized her from what I'm seeing. He caused injuries. He was extremely selfish and self centered. He was a liar. You know what I mean? He did a lot of messed up stuff to her, like little sneaky stuff. And he had to he it's like he had to be in control of her whole career. You know what I mean? She felt like there was a lot of thing like other options, other labels that could have signed her too. You know what I mean? But I mean that also is what gave her her lifeline too. Now you know how now she's a businesswoman. She's doing business deals. But I feel like in a sense she really had to take a time out away from Jay Z. You know what I mean? Getting away from him. Look, you got the Empress card. And isn't Rihanna currently pregnant, y'all? You know what I mean? Like, I think around her time of her first pregnancy was when she really decided she needed to cut ties with him and move away from him. Because let me see here, what was the reason for this? She started to ASAP. You know what I mean? She really thought about it and really realized she needed time to heal and away from Jay Z. You know what I mean? Plus, feel like I feel like Jay Z is what it was like a lot. It's been a lot of like back and forth either with court or with him at least not playing fair. Him wanting to keep all of her money for himself. You know what I mean? She had to get away from that. He's a very shrewd boss. He's a very selfish boss. He screws people over. You know what I mean? Like you can't get but so far under his leadership. You know what I mean? Unless you do exactly what he said. Allegedly, what I'm seeing in the cards, and he treated Rihanna like that. You know what I mean? But I think she sees that there was some benefits from signing with him. But I don't think she was really ready to sign that contract. You know what I mean? I don't think she was like I feel like there was other labels she had, you know what I mean, that was calling for her too. And I feel like that's why he told her either sign and walk out the door or don't sign and fly out the window basically. You know what I mean? Let me see. It was she developed a lot of trauma from working with him. You know what I mean? This is why she had to sever their romantic relationship as well as their business relationship. They were lovers at one point, and he did make her a star because she gave into a lot of his demands. You know what I mean? Once I feel like that stopped, so did him. You know what I mean? Being generous with her. He wanted her to be dependent on him, you know what I mean, for creativity and creative control and for projects. And it got to a point where Rihanna wanted control over her own career too. It was just, yeah. All right, so Spirit, tell me what's going on. Is Jay Z still controlling Rihanna's music or her business? I think she also runs. She's the business owner of like Fenty Beauty, Fenty Beauty. Is Jay Z still controlling Rihanna? Still making threats to her, or is he at least let her have more control over stuff? Is the relationship still sour? You know what I mean? He did get her to sign on the Duress. Did that set the tone for the rest of their working relationship? Let's see. All right. So what do you got to say about it, Spirit? He threatened her. Is that the reason why he still controls her career? I'm wondering if it was a faulty content track he got her to sign too. Let me see here. All right, we get ready to pull. All right, here we go. One more, then we're gonna pull. All right, all right. There we go. All right. So you got transform and reverse. I feel like she stayed stagnant under Jay Z. Yeah, she got famous and had millions or whatever, but I feel like she worked hard, but she wasn't able to change her career to what she wanted her career to be. It always had to be he had to control every aspect of her career until she got the courage to leave him and walk away. Um, yeah, she didn't. She still doesn't have a lot of creative control. You know what I mean? And this was done with intention so that if you know what I mean, he can make the most money, the maximum amount of money off of her. He was not very trustworthy. If anything, he was a snake and a shrewd businessman. Allegedly, what I'm seeing in the cards, he also like harvested a lot of her energy and stuff like that. Um, Let me see. I don't feel like she grew a lot monetarily and she actually needs to heal from it. She didn't learn a lot from the business. He just controlled her, which means she got famous. She got people watching her, but I feel like there was a lot of money left on the table that she was supposed to have. You know what I mean? I think getting away from him has caused peace, but he didn't take care of her the way he had promised to. You know, even though she worked on, she worked to put all that in. I mean, everybody in the industry alleged, from what I'm seeing in the cards, knows how cunning Jay Z can be. She fully remembers all the crap he did, you know what I mean, behind the scenes and behind closed doors to mess up, to try to like bind her, trap her to him, you know what I mean? Even he even tried to pull on her heartstrings, or I'll take care of your family, or I love you. Just all kind of crap he fed in her ear. You know what I mean? Everything from I love you to I'll take care of your family to making threats to her to you don't have no control without me. I made your career. Just all kind of tricks he used to keep her under his thumb. He did. He made death threats. Eventually, she got wiser and had to end the collaboration because she got tired. She got disgusted with him, and she got tired of working with him. Got tired of taking on this. Her patience had worn thin. You know what I mean? She something inspired her to go out on her own. This is why she needed to cut ties of communication with his whole, and distance her brand from his allegedly. Yep. So he signed her allegedly, from what the cards are saying. He signed her under duress, and it was just downhill from that. The whole collaboration. It was just control and trickery and tactics. He used the same some of the same tactics throughout their partnership together. The same kind he used to sign her was what he used throughout their working relationship. Allegedly, from what I'm seeing in the cards. You know what I mean? There was there was an instinctive fear, an imbalance of power. She knew that she better like. Okay, so hold on. There was a thing of fear. There was an imbalance of power. You know what I mean? He put a lot of clauses in the deal, which she just didn't have a lot of control. You know what I mean? She didn't even have much creative control. She had to walk the way they wanted her to walk, talk and sing the way they wanted her to talk, put out the kind of brand they wanted her to put out. She didn't have those kind of control or those kind of say so's. You know what I mean? She was just the face of the brand. It was a shallow victory to her because she felt like she wasn't able to build it off of herself. You know what I mean? Yeah, he provided means and resources for her to become famous, you know what I mean? But she had no protection against him, you know what I mean? She was like basically made to work and stuff like that. She never adapted to his way of doing things. You know what I mean? This is what I'm seeing so far in the cards. Tell me what you guys think. Do y'all think that the cards is telling the truth about how Jay-Z did Rihanna? Do you think that that wasn't a joke of, oh, you either sign the contract or fly or go out the window and we on the 29th floor? Do y'all think that that was like a settled passive aggressive death threat? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you, my beautiful soul family, for tuning in. I'll see y'all in the next reading. Love you, my babies. You have a good one.